Welcome to my channel. This is Clarityempress, the Empress of Clarity, here to bring another collective energy reading for my collective. Um, Please remember to like, click, share, subscribe to my channel. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you sharing. Definitely love when you share your story. Let me know in the comment section how things resonate with you. My cards just fall all over the place. I'm not even ready to. So I saw a house. What else I saw? I don't know. Community. But anyway, I'm going to get started because I don't like wasting people's time. I enjoy giving these readings. Thank you again for joining me. Spirit, give me a message for my collective. What's going on? Somebody going on a journey. Somebody taking a trip. Where we going? Oh, we journeying to marriage? Maybe. Somebody's getting committed. Want to lock it in? Pathway. That sounds like the pathway to destiny. Tell me more, Spirit. Oh, and children involved. Okay. Tell me more. Wow. I just heard marriage, baby carriage, and the house. So, oh, collective. Wow. Everybody's so creative. I don't know if you've seen her TikTok, but I love it. And this is what this is giving me. This is like a wonderful recipe. You know what I mean? Like as if somebody made a souffle and the souffle stayed tall and taut and didn't drop. You know, it rose up perfectly. This is the energy. This vibe is given. Somebody journeyed toward a commitment, which is the pathway to their future. The future is blessed with children, and it provides the house. It's like 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups energy, and this is a lover's connection. Oh. Wow, what a wonderful energy shift from my last reading. I love this. I love it, love it, love it. So, Spirit is saying, like, you might have been on a long road with somebody, a long, tough road. And I say long and tough because trains don't, trains can go over short distances, but they're primarily used for very long travel, right? And so this might be a long time coming where somebody wants to marry you or be committed. This is a high level commitment relationship, right? No matter what kind of relationship it is, if this is somebody who wants to lock this relationship down, they can appreciate you, right? Um, then there's the pathway here. Now the pathway is about the journey, like where it's leading to. And you have butterflies along that path. That means there's different milestones that this path has taken you to. Maybe a story only the two of you share. It can only be a story that the two of you share. The highs, the lows, the ups, the downs. But the journey is still present. The pathway is still enlightened, right? Because there's a light at the end of the path, meaning even in the dark places you've been, there's always still a light. You always are traveling to the light. And then you have the child. What just happened? Oh, the cat. I'm like, what happened? The child, is the lesson and the challenge, right? So children may be challenging this position, or the newness of things could be challenging your position with your person, but you're on the road to your house. And this is not just any house, right? This house is huge. It's gated, fenced in. This is like being in a gated community because you leveled up. There may be secrets in this house, but the secrecy is still yours. The house is yours. Probably have carport, a driveway. There's a lot of rooms and levels to this home. Wow, I count like 4 different levels with lights. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 5. Wow. So, there is growth here in the home sector. There's a leveling up. Wow. All right, tell me more. Where's Mother Day? Okay. Tell me more, Spirit. What is going on with collective? The Lover's card is here. So this is all about the choice of loving somebody. in order to be with somebody, you can't necessarily think that, okay, well, I'm gonna be with them. This me and this person resonate, we align, and everything's gonna be perfect. Because it's not. You'd be fooling yourself if you thought so. Um, Relationships don't work like that. Everything takes work. Everything, everything takes work and effort. Oh gosh. All right. So yeah, publicly, people have watched your journey because, it's not been a secret. Y'all together. This is given that you might have met in a public space, or maybe you guys occupy a public space, or maybe your social media is considered a public space for you. But the part that represents celebration, or meeting up in a space, so to speak. It's more to it than that, but I feel like right now, what this card represents is that this union is public. This union, like, is well known. I feel like you guys are well known. Your journey, maybe you've been together for over 20 years, maybe 30 years, I don't know, or known each other that long, or met each other when you were 20 or 10, whatever the case may be. But there's something about this journey. Wow, look at this. Commitment. This is a marriage. So collective, this energy is about your union. I don't know if this is like confirmation that all that the things that you went through with this person is worth it. But I'm getting that there's commitment here. If this person is just now engaging you, or you're about to get engaged, this is an indication that it's going to be worth it. We have mountains here that fell out. This 3 is giving Empress energy, creativity, abundance, right? Wealth. But there also are some things, some hurdles that you may still have to traverse over. It could be family matters. It could be work situations, or, blending of a home situation. It could just be personality issues you got to work out. What is your love language? What makes you happy? There are some things to work on. But the commitment is here. Oh my God. Like, you got the wedding ring with the marriage? Like, wow. Yeah. So the child thing sounds like something can go deeper. I don't know if your person came into the situation with children, or you come into this union with children, or if you're having a challenge having children, because I'm getting that looking deeper into this could be possibly a challenge having children. This person could, yeah, I feel like it's maybe a fertility issue when it comes to children. I don't know. Or children, a child with special needs. Tell me more about house. One at a time. Ooh, so there's a lot of emotions in this home. I feel like this home is let's see the bottom of the deck. Um, ooh. Okay, so the home the moon represents deep and emotional attachments, love, the mother energy. I feel like it challenges. If the child is a challenged position, it may be some attachment to the child in the home, or raising the child in the home, so to speak. But there's something to do with mother energy, children, and deep emotion. There's love, there's romance. Somebody could have psychic abilities. Um, hmm, hmm. Well, I decided to see what Lenormand had to say, because I'm getting a lot of the notes that they're speaking of, but this takes me back to this journey being public. This journey is very public. I feel like there's a lot of eyes on you. Um, Now the scythe cuts things out, right? You see the 10 here. The scythe cuts things out. There's 2 10s, 2 20s. I feel like there's a rebirth here, like judgment, and there's endings and new beginnings all at the same time. The scythe cuts things out, but the scythe brings in the harvest by way of cutting the chaff from the wheat, right? So if you literally were to use a scythe in the garden, you're cutting the harvest away from the ground, right? And then now you can do something with that. And I feel like there's something about this love that you can now do something with, because the things that don't belong, not that shouldn't be attached, are being cut out. I feel like that's what it is. But your relationship could be so public with this moon card and this part card, and it just feels like you may be under scrutiny a lot. Maybe it's like one of those things where people are always saying, "Well, what about the kids? You're all together. I know you're committed, but then what about the kids? What about your house? What kind of car you driving? What kind of place you work in?" Like people, I feel like too many people are giving unsolicited opinions, advice, things like that, projecting onto you, but you know who you are. You know who you're with. And I feel like, I will say this, I don't think they're ready for your come up or this blow up or whatever you want to call it. I don't think that the public that's watching you, this John Q public, is ready for how you're blowing up. There may be some challenging people or some jealous individuals in your life because you're definitely on spotlight. Um, they might even be critiquing your children and saying things like, they're not going to be that great, or, just projecting. People are looking at them to represent you, of course. And they may just be holding them up to a certain, what's the word? Not a mirror, but holding them up on a platform to mirror you. It's like if Beyonce and Jay-Z had a child. Well, they have children, right? And then everybody anticipating that Sir is going to be a famous rap artist like his dad, and Rumi is going to be a famous singer, and Blue Ivy is going to lead in the dancing or something like that. This is the kind of microscope people have you under and your children under through this relationship. But you have to make sure that your bond is so deep with this moon card energy that can't impact you no matter what they become, no matter what they do. I feel like there's a lot of unawakened people who get awakened through the journey of watching you. Maybe there's people who are directionless, that don't know how to pick a mate, what makes them happy. I noticed there's been a rise of couples on platforms that talk about relationships and how they work, what makes them work, and how even though you see us happy and every time you see us, we're smiling, we're taking pictures, and we're doing all these things, and we're raising our family, and you see us growing and building, it's not without work. And I feel like that you are awakening the unawakened, right? Those people who have a mindset or certain fixed taboos in their head about what relationships should be and how they're balanced, right? I just saw a man, I don't know who he was, but I just saw him on a platform talking about how a man needs to work to validate himself. He needs to work. He needs to put in effort into life. He's not supposed to be sitting down doing nothing. That invalidates the man because his energy is to work. And he's right about that, and that yang energy, that drive that comes from that testosterone, from that biological form of a man, is driven to work. No matter what the work is, they're driven to produce something, right? They're driven to use the scythe to cut the harvest and bring it home. The feminine energy is due to receive, right? But take it how it resonates. Even if you are a feminine in your masculine energy, you want to be the one doing. And your feminine energy or counterpart is the one that receives and makes something of what you bring back. That's how households work, right? Now, two-parent households and both are working, there's going to be a blending of responsibility. There's going to be an exchange of roles. One person can't carry the weight by themselves. Sometimes mom needs a rest from the kids, from what she has to do with the kids. And sometimes dad needs a rest from what he has to do. Or the house cleaning is an exchange. That's how you balance things out. Somebody picks up where the other person leaves off or takes the weight off of one another's shoulder. You work together. Oops, sorry, y'all. It's a team effort. You got to play on the same team. Tell me more, Spirit. You got to let pride and ego go. That's a whole day. You have to let pride and ego go. Give me one, Spirit. Not a deck. Give me one. Patience. Oh, my gosh. When I first started reading tarot, and I got this book, this deck, and some of my tarot decks, I think the Seven of Coins came out a lot. And that is about patience, about what you grow. Marriage has a lot to do, or connections, strong high-level connections require patience with one another. Not so much with just one person. It requires patience with each other. When you start to realize that you got to have patience with your partner, you take your time with your partner, you understand your partner, and they do the same for you. You guys can do the dance together. Trust me, it takes a little time. And then you start to heal, right? Through your journey, the roads, the mountains that you have to climb together, heal the both of you through your patience. So you go from a certain stage of unawakened energy to having patience with each other because you're unpacking each other's stuff, to a healing. You're lining up your chakras. You're learning what each other's love language is, what your challenges are with each other, within each other. Your inner child healing starts to come out. You start doing the work. You start putting in the work with each other. You start lining up even more. That bond gets thicker and tighter. If you saw my personal wedding pictures and then pictures now, people capture if we still together was a picture. That would be us. 24 years. 24 years. And we are happily wedded. We're not in wedlock. We are in a marriage. We love each other, but we are locked in because we trust and love each other, which is a difference than somebody who's just in a contract. All right? Tell me more, Spirit. Fall. Old things fall away. Fall is given when the leaves drop and the plants shed the things that hold on. They hold on to during the year that, like, I put it this way. Plants have leaves like solar panels. It draws in the sun and the nutrients from the air, right? And then it feeds the plant. But in the winter time, the plant needs more energy to stay alive. And those leaves have to die off to give them a chance to go dormant so that they can survive the winter. Things got to fall off. Things you don't need, you let go. In a marriage or in a high-level commitment, you release things that don't serve you. And you do it as a sacrifice. The leaves are sacrifice. You sacrifice this for yourself. You sacrifice that for your partner. You sacrifice that for your children. You let go of dead things. If going out, I had a friend that used to go out every day. And she had a child way before I had a child. So it was like weird. You go out every day? Like you always at the club? When do you have time for your child? When do you have time to rest? You know, these are questions I was asking before I hit 25. Like, are you serious? Every day you need to be out the house? You have to sacrifice to get to know your children, to help them, to nurture them, to love them. You can't. There's things that are fun to do in your youth, but they become less and less important as you age. And for some people who don't get that, they do it later after they've already sacrificed, right? Take it how it resonates. Tell me more about this house and the moon energy. Oh, and so we go from the beginning to the end. We go from a stage of unawakening in this transition to an awakening. This is when not only are you awakened to this marriage, to this high level commitment to each other, to each other's worst parts, to each other's best parts, to your gifts. Now you reach a new pinnacle. Now you've awakened, like you've unlocked things in you that you may have had dormant for a while, due to whatever, punishment, childhood wounds, and inner scripts that said, I can't. You open yourself up. You are awakened now. Now you realize the power within you. Now you realize the power in your combined energy. Bottom of the deck. And the answer is no. I want to say the answer is no to anything that doesn't serve your higher vibrational alignment. Because this is an excellent reading. This is about letting things go that don't serve you until you get to this awakening state and you are in more of a bliss and a happy and blessed place about where you are right now, where you're headed to right now. Now, if you just entered this relationship, know that you are getting there. You are getting to that point. You working through it. Some of us, I know I say us because I'm including myself. Some of us aren't groomed properly about happy relationships because our parents didn't have them, right? So I would say no one sat down with me by either parent and said, and my parents were not together after I turned one, so I didn't have that. No, neither one of them said, here's how you choose a mate. Here are the best qualities. Here are the red flags. This is what you watch out for. This is what you should do. This is what you shouldn't do. I didn't get that. Those are the things that I had to discover on my own. So I know growing up, I focused on what I saw as one of the happiest, most connected family members in my life at that time. And I remember talking to a cousin and we both said, yeah, that's what we want. I want that in my life. This is what I said at a very early age. They happy, their kids are intact, they love on each other publicly, behind the scenes, whatever the case may be. Their love was genuine and it was unquestionable. No one could go and say some slick on the street and gossip and rumor about them and it feel like it could be true. None of that, none of it. And to this day, they're very happy, very connected. And do they have their ups and downs? Yes. Have they had challenges? Absolutely. Have their kids been under the microscope? Yep. Because their kids were, people see them as a reflection of them. So yes, there's been a lot of things that happen in their life. But they were what I aspired. Like, and I didn't pick a mate based on that initially. I had to go through my own trials and tribulations. I had to go through my own personal experiences to understand what was good for me, what wasn't good for me. I had to learn. We're going to bump ourselves in the head a few times before we can get it right. But there comes a time when spirit says, okay, you've learned enough lessons. Let me present something good to you. Now let's see what you do with that. Do you have patience for this person? Do you have kindness for this person? Do you recognize that they, like you, have healing to do? That you both need to cut things off that don't belong to you, that you learn to say no and set boundaries with others that will come in and infiltrate that you are going to have periods of awakening that you can grow from. This is oh my God, this is a beautiful energy, a beautiful reading. I feel like, some of you, in my collective, this may not pertain to everybody because everybody is at a different stage and journey in their life. But if you are in process of aligning with someone, just know that you look at the signs, right? Look at the signs. If this resonates, take it. If it don't resonate, don't take it. But I feel like you're in a good position in your heart. Your person is in a good position. You guys want what you want with each other. That, you're willing to make sacrifices. Oops. Wow. So this came out upside down. Wow. Okay, so we got worry. So this is not a time for worry. That came out. All of this came out because, no, I don't know how my deck is up. Okay. Huh. Anyway, fear. Let go of worry. Let go of fear. And there's going to be a change in your freedom. And then you just have to be honest. You can't always expect somebody to be honest with you, but you can be honest with yourself. Recognize who you are. Recognize who they are. Meet them, meet them halfway. Have patience. I'm just checking my cards. Hold on, y'all. So yeah, recognize who you are, who they are. Work with integrity with them. What is this? Wow. Yeah. Let go of any dishonesty you have. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Remove the lies. Let stuff go. Have acceptance and love for yourself and your person. And again, any children involved. Give me one more, Spirit. And loneliness. Let that go. It says, I know that I'm never alone. So as you release your fear, your worry, as you change, you have a change in your freedom now. Marriage, specifically marriage. You don't have a level of autonomy that you typically would have when you were single. That freedom that you release, you let go because it's for the greater good. But it's not a freedom that robs you of every part of your freedom. That's not it. You still have the freedom to say no. You have the freedom to say yes. You have the freedom to come and go as you please. No one locks you down. To the point, if they're locking you down, they're not marrying you, they're controlling you. And it says here, I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. So you're going to create your happiness with your person. I feel like these are the challenges you guys may be having or struggling with, what freedom really looks like in the tradition of marriage or tradition of a high level relationship, and healing what you think freedom is and what you think freedom isn't, and finding that balance. But know that in this process, working together, you're never alone. What's the bottom of the deck? Yeah, and like I mentioned before, envy. It says, I'm the same with everybody, but with different challenges. Just know there will be a lot of people that will envy your connection because it's strong. I feel like your connection is something that can't be penetrated. You playing for the same team. No one can come to you and say, psst, 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 let me tell you something. I heard that they were out there cheating on you and doing stuff without you already having that intuitive urge or feeling, if in fact that was actually true. You know when people got bad intentions for you. You are now, this is heading toward an awakened state. So this envy that people might have for you is not going to penetrate you the way it would have if you were in an unawakened state. This is a transition from all of that to something positive. So don't worry about those naysayers and those people that envy you. Don't worry about that. That may always be the case. I'll tell you, for me, I know what it feels like now that I've acknowledged it. But, for many years, I didn't think anybody was paying me any mind, honestly. I didn't think folks thought about me like that. I didn't think they looked into my life in that way. And I found out I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. But that made me stronger. That had made our relationship even tighter to know that this envy was out there. Spirit had me to say something else about that. Oh, prayers of protection. Say prayers with your mate. Protect your family energetically, spiritually. You know, say prayers over your emotions. Talk to each other about your emotions. Ground each other. Ground each other. Be each other's rock and each other's peace. So that there's nothing that any envious person can ever infiltrate. That's why the answer is no. No one is going to infiltrate what you got, what you're building, what's likely to happen with y'all. You are not going to be lonely. Honesty is like the best policy. And you guys sharing, communicating, know that you'll be on the spotlight, but your strength is what will carry you through. So take it how it resonates. Again, if it's not your story, that's fine. But comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Thumbs up the video. I appreciate all the likes, clicks, shares, and the subscribes, and all the comments. And I appreciate you being part of the Clarityempress family. Peace.